Take your marks.
Listen to the crowd.
This is a remarkable performance.
A world record, Henry. Have you ever seen anything like it?
He can't believe it, but it just happened.
Hello and welcome to About Last Night, the show that recaps all the swimming action here at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Joining me once again is the wonderful Bailey Jackson and of course, the incredible Pernilla Bloomer. Welcome back to the show, Pernilla. What an amazing night of action we had last night.
Thank you. It's always such a pleasure to see an exhilarating night, something that's really interesting and where there's a lot of good swimming.
Absolutely. And you know, I'm going to dive right into it because it was a packed night of racing once again. Let's start with that women's 200 meter butterfly. I mean, Summer McIntosh has been on fire this week and tonight was no different.
Yeah, she really executed that race beautifully. She paced herself really well and it was just, I mean, you saw Sang Yufei.
Yeah.
She took it out, but she couldn't keep up. And I think Summer McIntosh, she paced herself well. It was a nice 200 butterfly.
And with a race like that, I think so much of it is strategy, right? So Zhang is the world record holder in that race, and she put in a great performance for a bronze medal. But she knew that the back end of Regan Smith and Summer was going to be fast. So out under world record pace, but she just couldn't quite hold on to it.
No, and with that race, 200 butterfly, if it hurts, and if you really start hurting, there's just nothing you can do about it. It's just one of those races that will just destroy you.
Yeah, well, you know, people say it's one of the toughest in the program, and I had an interesting question for you because I was looking at Regan Smith during that race, and at her final turn, her underwaters, those skills were incredible and brought her up so far. So as an athlete in a tough race like that, how do you keep your skills up when you're dying in a 200 fly?
I think, so also, it's amazing she can go that fast on the water and that far in the water on the last turn, but they really do train it as well. And it is, I guess it's kind of like, your arms gets a bit of rest, your shoulders get a bit of rest. So it's a lot to do with aerobic capacity as well and doing lots of underwaters in training. In a way, you kind of like make the equilibrium, you know, you give a little here and then you can take a little bit there. So I think it's also, it's a great way to go far, go fast, but also rest your arms a bit. So the last 50 is shorter on your arms.
Okay.
Because butterfly is so heavy on your arms and your shoulders.
Yeah.
Would you say that's what makes this difficult compared to other races?
I would say so, and you also see it a lot in the 200 backstroke. I think it's a very special thing they do, especially in 200 butterfly and 200 backstroke.
And it's interesting you say that because Regan doubled up tonight. Okay, so she had this 200 fly final and then a few races later was doing a 200 back semi-final. They're two tough races. So how, you know, as an athlete, would you manage that, I suppose? You know, knowing that do you hold something back or do you go all out?
I'm guessing she would go out for the final.
Yeah.
And then just do everything in her power to recover. And then probably pace herself a little bit more for the next race. But it is, I never did multiple races really. I only did maybe 150 freestyle and then a relay. And it is such a challenge to have multiple races in one night. And I must say, they have all my respect, the athletes who are able to do that. And some actually get better from doing it.
Yeah.
Some kind of get into the whole thing and they deal just with the lactate and the pain and in a way that I never got. And I never got.
You know, like when it hurts that bad.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a bit of confidence, I suppose, right? As well, she's come out, she's raced this race, she's won an Olympic silver medal. There's got to be some adrenaline there or something that carries you through that next semi-final.
Definitely. I really think you go high on your emotions. You kind of surf the wave into your semi-final or into your next race, whether that be a semi-final or final.
Absolutely. But it was a fantastic way to start the night and the crowd sort of cheered him home as well. Moving on then, we moved into the men's program. It was the men's 200 back. Some big names were missing. Ryan Murphy wasn't there. Thomas Chekon wasn't there. Luke Greenbank had been disqualified, you know, for unfortunately going past that 15-meter line. Athletes still make mistakes, even at this level. But Hubert Kos, world champion last year. He looked so happy at the end of the race as well to finally get like that Olympic title.
It was redemption time for him.
Yes, very much so.
And very good for Hungary as well. I know it's their first gold medal overall, so I think Hungary must be just so happy. He looked great. Also, Christian Apostolos, he took out that race. He looked like he was actually going to be the one finishing first on that podium.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, he was leading for most of that race, and like you said, for Hungary, first gold medal. The same situation for Greece and Apostolos, first gold medal in swimming. So that's
Ever.
Right,
Ever.
ever.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
like awesome for him to have that accomplishment, take that home to his country.
Yeah. And it was fascinating to me watch that too, back watching him swim that, because obviously, like we were saying, with these 200s, there's a lot of strategy in it. And he went out hard, and I was really interested to see if he could hold on, and he did. Yeah. And it was so nice to see him get that moment and get that silver medal. But Hubert on that final 50, I mean, he just dominates, trains with Leon, trains at ASU. And since he's sort of gone there, you've watched him come along leaps and bounds, and I think we saw that tonight in the pool. And of course, an honourable mention going out to Roman Michikov as well, getting his first Olympic medal. He's had bronzes at world levels, he's had silver at world medals. He's now got a bronze Olympic medal to add to that. It was a fantastic podium finish for those boys. So it was brilliant stuff. We then moved on to a great race. I loved this one, the women's 200 metre breaststroke. We need to talk about Kate Douglas. Now, I know we were talking about this earlier, Pernilla. Her racing does not make any sense to me.
No, me too. Me too. That's basically me doing a 200 breaststroke. And I know. That we're all laughing, I know.
Yeah.
Did she even do a 200 breaststroke? Some might ask, but
Yeah.
for me, she's a 50 freestyle.
Yeah. Well, I think she's come along, like I look at her now as the most versatile athlete in swimming.
Yes.
I don't know anyone else that swims the races that she does, from a 50 free to a 2 breast to an IM. It's so impressive.
Yeah.
And she's so good at all of it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it.
Me too, I don't understand it. And especially because you kind of need to be born with that sprinter gene. It's not something you can learn in the same way. Either you got it or you don't. She definitely got it. She's one of the fastest 50 freestylers of all time. But there she is in a 200 breaststroke final at the Olympics, winning the gold medal.
Swimming at 2:19.
I know.
Like, it's crazy to me. And, she just seems to be like this amazing workhorse for Team America, and she always puts on such a show. She's so consistent. And I knew it was going to be a battle with her and Tatiana, but who really impressed me was Tess Charlton from the Netherlands. She went with them. Like, she wasn't going to get it, but she was there, that whole race sort of trying to chase them down.
Yeah, and I feel like she's always kind of been there as well. She's still fairly new to the world stage, but then the last couple of years she's just been there also consistently, but she's never really been there. And then seeing her stepping on the podium tonight, Olympic medal.
It was amazing.
And also Holland is just creating so many breaststrokers.
They're doing something there. We've got Arno Kaminga, Casper Corbo, he won bronze the night before last, and now Tess. I don't know, they train with Mark Faber there, and he's doing amazing work with the breaststrokers in the Netherlands. And when I watch Tess race, I don't know about you, Pernilla and Bailey, but her stroke is so pretty. It almost looks like her glide is it almost looks slow to me. It's clearly not. She's winning the Olympic bronze medal, but she's just so relaxed,
Breaststroke is such a technical race. They really make it look easy. It's kind of like they just glide the whole race. And when you think about it, how little they actually breathe, because they're pretty much underwater the entire race.
It's hard, it hurts.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard on the lungs.
Hard on the lungs.
You talk about that movement too. I feel like a good analogy for that is, when you're driving and you're going so fast that the rims almost look like they're not moving anymore. It's kind of like that, where it's just like you're going, and it just looks so still and so calm and so like peaceful. I feel like that's a good way to describe how she swims.
Definitely. And we mentioned the other night with Zhu Jiayu and his backstroke, she just makes it look easy. Like, it doesn't look hard for her. But it's clearly hurting her. It's a 200 breast. But
Yeah,
for
sure.
I wouldn't make it. And then, of course, that was the 2 breasts. We moved on to the final race of the night, the final of the night. That women's 4x2. Team Australia did it. I was nervous there for a little bit. We saw some chases. But Team Australia, Molly, Ariane, Lani and Brianna, I mean, they put on such a show for us, and to get that gold medal, another relay gold for Australia, was pretty amazing.
You really were the biggest fanboy. I was watching you, you're like...
Go! Yeah. Well, you know, Lani had to pull out of the 15 the other night because the other day because she'd been ill. So I was interested to see how she swam, and she put on a show. You know, she really got. It was getting her back up on that block and getting her in the pool. And I think she's raced now. Gave her that bit of confidence. She's now an Olympic gold medalist, heading into her 800. So. I mean, I was very proud Australian.
Yeah, that must give her some confidence. And they used the burger method.
Yeah, they did.
Method, yes.
The famous Vanilla Bloom burger method.
Love that. I know you're proud of Australia. I'm proud of Team USA, specifically Katie Ledecky too, because I mean, we all know she's a long distance swimmer. So for her to be in a 200 isn't, I feel like, normal for her. But she really came in and she helped Team USA kind of get back into that second position, which, you know, I was, like I said, proud to watch. And her win, or I guess this team's win, also made her the female swimmer with the most Olympic medals, which is crazy.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Truly is the GOAT.
Yeah.
You know, and it's interesting you say that about Katie. We were all chatting about this the other day, about how she's just such a racer. And the 200 is, you know, it's a bit more of a sprint than she's used to. Yeah. But once she touches that pool, she's not one to be messed with.
No, she's really like a dog with a bone. She's chasing. And I think for her, she might not have exactly the same speed, but she can keep her speed.
Yes.
That's it. So when the others start hurting, she continues.
She's got that engine.
She's got that engine.
That we all want. We're never going to have it, you know. Big shout outs, of course, going out to Claire Weinstein, Paige Mann and Erin Gamble for their silver medal as well. And a big shout out going out to Team China in third. Li Bingji back in the water. She's always a star, always one to keep an eye on. You know, she's put in amazing performances at a world level and at Olympic level before. So I think her leg to me really stood out. It was incredibly impressive to watch her race that 200. But that was the podiums, I guess. What a night of racing. Take a look at your screens. We're going to have a look at tonight's schedule because we're doing it all over again. So what do we got coming up tonight? It's going to be fast. We've got that men's 50-meter freestyle final, the women's 200-meter backstroke final, and the men's 200-meter individual medley final. We've got that men's 100-meter butterfly semi and that women's 200-meter individual medley semi. So let's just touch on these quickly. That men's 50, fastest men in the world. Nothing can go wrong in a 50, can it? You know this better than anyone, Pernilla.
Lots of things can go wrong in a 50.
If you want to get it right, if you want to get on the podium.
Yes. I guess if you have a good dive, you set up your race nicely. But even if you don't have the best dive in the world, it's still a 50. You still need to be a fast swimmer. And we've seen some really fast swimming the last few years, especially in the men's 50 freestyle. So it's going to be a very exciting race.
I can't wait. I mean, we've got obviously Ben Proud and Cam McAvoy went in joint fastest tied for the time heading into that final. Caleb Dressel, Jordan Crooks, the homeboy hero, Maxime Grousset, Christine Golomev, Florent Manadou. You know, it is going to be a fast 50 and it's going to be a great way to start the night.
So moving on to the next one, we have the women's 200 backstroke. I want to hear rapid fire prediction for this one. Who do you think it's going to be?
I'm actually going to go with Regan Smith. Yeah.
Okay, Team USA.
Yeah. I know she didn't necessarily qualify into the final with the fastest times, but then she did just have a 200-meter butterfly right before. So I'm going to go with her. I think she's got a lot of speed in her.
So you're thinking maybe last night we didn't see her go all out, and there's a little bit more in the tank that we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, and my guess would be that she was fatigued as well from a 200 butterfly. I mean, it is a 200 butterfly. So I'm curious to see what she can do tonight.
And finally, the men's 2IM. It's going to be a big show. The men's 200-meter individual medley. We've got Duncan Scott, Tom Dean, Carson Foster, Wang Shuen, Leon Marchand, Daya Seto, Finlay Knox, and Alberto Rossetti. What a race.
What a race. I'm really, really excited to see Daya Seto go into this race. I know he was probably a little bit disappointed with his 400 IM. Maybe a little bit can't do it, but I think he's here to really get some redemption on that one.
All right, Dyer Seto, is that your pick? It's not going to be Leon? You think Dyer's going to give him a battle?
I think Dyer is going to give him a battle, but I'm not sure that Leon is to be messed with at this point. But I would love to see Dyer actually putting up a battle with Leon.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. Another night of great racing.
Well, thank you so much for joining us again for another episode of About Last Night. Till next time.